Starting from the moment I began my journey into understanding human relationships, I discovered a curious phenomenon that continues to fascinate me: why walking away can make someone more desirable. Reflecting deeply on experiences both big and small, I realized that stepping back, instead of clinging too tightly, creates an air of mystery and cultivates respect in a way that constant presence cannot. In today's exploration titled, "Why Walking Away Makes Them Want You More," I invite you to delve into a refreshing perspective on self-worth, personal boundaries, and the art of preserving one's value. I have learned that sometimes by walking away, we allow the full potential of what we truly deserve to reveal itself over time. Such a counterintuitive strategy may seem harsh at a glance, yet it holds a gentle power that can transform how others perceive us. As I share these insights, I encourage you to reflect on moments when withdrawing a bit led to a deeper connection later on, rather than diminishing your worth. Subscribing, liking, and sharing this content not only supports the channel, but also spreads this understanding to those who might need it. Today, let's embark together on a thoughtful journey that highlights the balance of presence and absence, paving a pathway to mutual respect and admiration. Get ready to uncover that secret that might change the way you view relationships forever. This narrative is set in a relaxed, friendly tone, aimed to speak directly to anyone seeking clarity in life's interactions. In this part of the journey, I explain what walking away truly means in everyday interactions and relationships. Walking away is not a sign of weakness, but rather an act of self-respect and clarity. It is the decision to preserve one's inner peace when circumstances no longer serve your best interests. Instead of clinging to a situation that drains your energy, walking away signals that you value yourself enough to seek a healthier path. This concept applies to friendships, family relationships, and even professional settings, where a firm boundary can create respect and space for growth. Many people mistakenly believe that leaving means giving up or showing disinterest. However, I argue that when you step away from unfavorable environments or toxic influences, you affirm your commitment to a higher standard in life. The act of withdrawing some measure of emotional investment generates an aura of mystery and enhances your desirability. Others may start to wonder about your true worth and what makes you so self-assured. This newfound intrigue can sometimes lead to shifted power dynamics, where your absence is felt more than your presence. I illustrate this idea with everyday scenarios, such as when someone stops overextending themselves to please others and instead takes the time to focus on personal growth. There is subtle strength in knowing when to say, "Enough is enough," and to let go of what does not honor your value. With a clear mind and a determined heart, walking away transforms the narrative, from one of desperation to one of dignified self-assurance. As you listen and reflect, you might recall moments in your own life where retreating from a challenging situation ultimately allowed you to flourish elsewhere. Today, I bridge the gap between popular myth and practical wisdom, emphasizing that the art of stepping back is as vital as the act of moving forward. I invite you to consider these ideas as both a personal and shared journey toward greater fulfillment. Each step away is a step toward rediscovering yourself and embracing a future filled with respect and genuine connection. Recognizing the value of walking away encourages a mindset of continuous self-improvement. It reminds us that every battle is worth fighting, and that sometimes the courageous act is to leave behind what no longer fuels our growth. In understanding this subtle art, one learns to prioritize inner well-being over attachments, paving way for authentic and meaningful relationships. Delving deeper, I explore the psychological mechanisms that make walking away a surprisingly effective strategy. At the core lies the principle of scarcity, which teaches that what is less available tends to be more valued. When we remove ourselves from a situation, our absence creates a vacuum that heightens others' curiosity and interest, tapping into an innate desire for what seems rare. This idea is supported by studies showing that limited exposure often intensifies emotional connections, as the mind tends to romanticize what it cannot easily have. Equally important is the element of mystery. When you step back, you invite others to wonder about your hidden depths and unique qualities. The human brain is wired to respond to puzzles and unsolved questions, making your decision to withdraw more intriguing than a predictable, ever-present figure. In this light, walking away becomes a subconscious invitation for others to seek the reasons behind your retreat, thereby amplifying your perceived value. Furthermore, this act signals strong self-awareness and emotional intelligence. By choosing to distance yourself, you demonstrate an understanding of your own needs and boundaries, which in turn inspires others to evaluate your worth in a broader context. The psychological interplay here is not about manipulation, but about honoring oneself and subtly recalibrating the dynamics of attraction. I have observed that when people practice measured withdrawal, it not only shifts the power balance in social interactions, but also reinforces personal confidence. The brain, when faced with the absence of expected attention, tends to exaggerate the importance of that missing element. This exaggeration creates a feedback loop where the value of the person who walked away is inflated in the eyes of others. As a result, instead of diminishing your presence, the act of stepping back transforms it into a symbol of strength and mystery. In many ways, this strategy mirrors the age-old adage that absence makes the heart grow fonder. It taps into deep-seated human emotions and primal instincts, leveraging our natural response to loss and uncertainty. Psychological theories suggest that our desire for something increases when we perceive it as unattainable, a phenomenon that walking away naturally exploits. Ultimately, understanding these psychological triggers equips you with the insight needed to navigate social complexities more effectively, whether in personal relationships or professional environments. The subtle art of withdrawal becomes not an act of rejection, but a deliberate, insightful maneuver designed to elevate your intrinsic worth and allure. Taking a moment to reflect on these insights reveals that our behaviors are far more intricate than basic reactions. Every decision to step back carries layers of meaning, shaped by past experiences and deep-rooted patterns. The act of walking away is not impulsive or trivial. It represents a deliberate recognition of one's self-value. As you weave these perspectives into your life, you may discover that the balance between absence and desire offers a guide for building stronger, balanced connections. Recognize that each subtle shift in behavior can influence how you are perceived, and use this awareness to inform your future choices. In this segment, I shift the focus to the social dynamics involved when one chooses to walk away. Observing everyday interactions, it becomes evident that maintaining a degree of distance often cultivates increased respect and admiration from peers. In social settings such as gatherings or workplace environments, individuals who refrain from overextending themselves tend to be viewed as more self-assured and intriguing. Constant availability can sometimes diminish the perceived value of one's presence, whereas a thoughtful withdrawal prompts others to reevaluate and appreciate the qualities that truly matter. I analyze how this behavior naturally alters social hierarchies, as the absence of overeagerness subtly adjusts the balance of power. By stepping back, a person reveals an unspoken confidence that commands attention, even when they are not actively present. This dynamic plays out in subtle ways, such as when colleagues begin to seek advice from someone who remains calm and composed by choosing to not engage in every minor dispute. In friendships and family interactions, too, the principle holds true. Those who reserve a part of themselves for self-reflection and growth often become more valued over time. I notice that this approach encourages a more thoughtful, measured form of interaction, where conversations become deeper and connections more sincere. The idea is not to instill distance for the sake of isolation, but to create a natural space that allows everyone to come together with greater meaning. As I reflect on numerous social gatherings, I recall moments when my own deliberate pauses in conversation and selective engagement earned me unexpected admiration and invited respectful curiosity. Such experiences highlight that the art of stepping away is interwoven with the fabric of social respect and collective admiration. People begin to treasure the unique insights and calm presence that emerge from not being overly available. In essence, a well-balanced blend of engagement and thoughtful retreat fosters an environment where genuine connections flourish. And the value of each individual is recognized and celebrated in every interaction. Observing these social dynamics, it becomes clear that the intentional choice to withdraw is a powerful statement. It reinforces one's self-worth while subtly prompting others to reassess their own behaviors. This balanced approach not only enriches personal relationships, but also elevates professional interactions. In a world saturated with constant communication, embracing the art of measured retreat fosters an atmosphere of genuine respect and deeper, more meaningful connections. Ultimately, it transforms all interactions. Reflecting on my own journey, I recall several personal experiences where choosing to step away led to unexpected growth and deeper connections. In one instance, during a challenging period in my career, I found that distancing myself from a toxic work environment not only improved my well-being, but also opened doors to opportunities I had never imagined. The act of withdrawing allowed me to rediscover my passion and rebuild my confidence. I observed that in the absence of constant pressure, my creative energies were reignited, leading to innovations that resonated with others on a profound level. This period of self-imposed retreat taught me that sometimes silence is more powerful than endless negotiations. I remember a quiet evening when I took time for self-reflection, choosing to sit alone rather than engage in trivial arguments. That solitude offered clarity, and I learned to value my own company, which in turn made my interactions more genuine when I rejoined the conversation. Beyond the professional realm, similar lessons emerged in personal relationships. There was a time when a close friendship became strained by overdependence. Opting to give both of us space, I allowed the wounds to heal naturally, and over time, our bond grew stronger and more resilient. These vivid memories have consistently reinforced the idea that walking away is not about punishment or defeat, but about self-care and empowerment. Each pause created opportunities for self-discovery and helped mold a future grounded in respect and authenticity. As I reflect on these moments, I see them as illustrations of a broader truth. When you honor your own needs, you set in motion a cycle of positive change that benefits everyone involved. The narrative of my life has been punctuated by such deliberate retreats which, far from being signs of surrender, have marked the beginning of meaningful new chapters. These stories remind me that choosing to step back can transform circumstances, turning adverse experiences into stepping stones for growth and deeper human connection. In moments of quiet reflection, I recognize that each instance of walking away was a deliberate act of preservation, a choice to foster personal strength and allow time for healing. Looking back, I now understand that every time I embraced solitude and prioritized self-care, I was not losing an opportunity, but rather creating space for richer, more authentic connections to blossom in my life. These invaluable lessons continue to guide my every step. Transitioning from theory to practice, I now outline clear strategies for implementing the art of walking away. First, it is essential to cultivate self-awareness by recognizing the signs that a situation is beginning to erode your well-being. This may involve tuning into your emotional responses and noting moments when you feel undervalued or overwhelmed. Once you identify these signals, the next step is to set firm yet respectful boundaries. This can be achieved by clearly communicating your needs without resorting to blame or confrontation. I recommend starting with small steps, such as taking a brief pause before responding to a triggering situation, to build your confidence in distancing yourself when necessary. Additionally, it is useful to develop a mindset that views walking away not as an act of cowardice, but as a courageous step towards self-improvement. Reflect on past experiences and recognize that each instance of withdrawal has contributed to your personal growth. Embrace mindfulness practices, such as journaling or meditation, to further enhance your ability to determine when it is time to step back. Over time, these practices help solidify an inner strength that makes you less susceptible to emotional manipulation. In applying these strategies, remember that the goal is to honor your own needs and to create space for more meaningful interactions. Your commitment to self-respect will naturally lead others to value you more highly. By taking deliberate, thoughtful actions, you not only protect your mental health, but also set a standard for how you expect to be treated. Ultimately, these approaches enable you to navigate relationships with clarity and confidence, ensuring that walking away becomes a positive, empowering choice in your life. Implement these strategies gradually, and observe how each conscious decision to step back transforms your interactions and reinforces the respect you deserve for lasting impact. As we reach the end of this exploration, remember that the art of walking away is a tool for cultivating self-respect and genuine attraction. Throughout this journey, I have revealed how both psychological mechanisms and social dynamics contribute to making your absence a source of power. The insights shared are not meant to encourage disengagement, but rather to empower you to recognize your worth and set boundaries that protect your well-being. Reflect on the narratives, strategies, and personal experiences discussed, and consider how they might apply to your own life. Each step away from negativity not only clears the path for new opportunities, but also reinforces the quality of interactions you attract. Embrace the idea that sometimes less is more, and that intentional absence can amplify your presence in the hearts and minds of others. As a final reminder, take a moment to subscribe, like, and share this journey of self-discovery with others who might benefit from it. Your support makes it possible to create more content that bridges personal growth with meaningful relationships. Step away when necessary, hold fast to your values, and let your actions speak louder than any words. In the end, every thoughtful retreat is a step toward a life filled with respect, purpose, and enriched connections. May these reflections guide you to a future where your well-being is prioritized above all, and where your choices are celebrated as true expressions of self-love and strength. Let these insights be the catalyst for change in your life, inspiring you to embrace every opportunity to walk away from negativity and move toward a reality filled with purpose, respect, and deep, enduring connections. Remember, every choice to withdraw thoughtfully is a declaration of your worth that not only transforms your life, but also uplifts those around you. Stay empowered,